There we go. We are live. I'm going to post our tweet that we are beginning, and people can come in as we go. All right, so welcome to YA Podcasts, the YA Podcast Network Google Hangout. I am Amy Lee Strickland. Unfortunately, Amy Evans is not able to join us tonight as she had something come up, but she is regularly my other host, my co-host. So tonight I am here with Felicia Tatum, who is here to promote her White Aura series. This is a young adult podcast for anyone who is unfamiliar with this format of this show. And say hi, Felicia.
Hi.
So Felicia is here today, and she's going to be doing a giveaway. She is here to promote the White Aura series, as I said, and the first book of that is free on Amazon, so you can go check it out, White Aura Book 1. But we're also going to be doing a giveaway for any fans who are following. We're going to give away up to 5 copies, and what you have to do to enter that giveaway is during this show, during this live show, tweet with the hashtag White Aura, and we will go and use a random generator at the end of the show to pick the winners. So the prize will be any one of the books from the White Aura series that you are missing. So if you want to read book 1 and get book 2 for free as part of the raffle, you can pick that, or if you're all the way at the end and you need the last one, you can choose. Choose your own White Aura book. That's the prize today. Hashtag White Aura. I'll be reminding throughout the show. So, hello, Felicia. We're gonna start with cover love. For those of you who are not familiar with this segment, as we've only had one show before this, we pick our favorite covers from recent releases and talk about what's good. So we're gonna show my first cover crush, and that is Quick Bane by Chelsea Sterling. So this was my choice. It's not quite an October-November release, but I really love it because the title is very easy to read, even in thumbnail, and the illustration, I think as a teenage girl, I would have loved the heck out of this. It's clearly high fantasy with the illustration, but also young adult with the full character, and she's pretty but functional with the guard for the archery. So I really would have loved to read this, I think, as a kid. I would have picked this up off the shelf. All right. And Amy Evans's pick for cover crush today is Shadows on Snow by Starla Hutchton. Unfortunately, Amy's not able to join us, so I'm going to just say something nice about it, and I am hiding behind the book, and now I'm hiding behind the balloons. There we go. Really beautiful graphic cover, the limited color, that red really pops. So do you have any covers that you've seen lately, Felicia, that really make you want to pick up that book?
I really love that one. I actually bought it because of the cover.
Have you had a chance to read it yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to read it yet because grad school sucks. But it's in my list.
You said grad school?
Yes.
What are you studying?
MBA, business.
Well, that'll be good as an author. You'll be able to be better at hucking your own books.
Let's hope.
I did a master's in education that I finished last year, so I can sympathize with you on the grad school stealing your life.
Not fun at all.
Yeah. No, lots of papers, tests, and I had a lot of practicum hours too. So
in December, I'm going to read that book sometime. So
in December, okay. That's good. So you've got exams coming up pretty shortly then, with Thanksgiving on the way.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, carving out some time from your busy schedule. All right, so what we are going to do now, a quick reminder we have a few more viewers. We are giving away the White Aura series, Pick Your Book from the collection. White Aura Book 1 is free on Amazon Kindle, but we're going to give away any other book from the series. If you tweet with the hashtag White Aura, you will be entered to win. So tweet with hashtag White Aura to enter to win that book. And I'm just going to do a quick search here and throw that in to make sure that I'm up on the conversation. Okay, so what we do here is we have a questions and answers section to get to know our authors. So before we really delve into what the White Aura series is about, we're going to put Felicia in the hot seat for the 10 by 10, 10 questions, so you can get to know her. So the first question I have to ask you is, what is your favorite candy?
Reese's.
Reese's. The peanut butter
Yes.
cups, the pieces, the...
Yes. Peanut butter cups, but I only like the holiday ones, like Valentine's Day or Christmas, Halloween, or whatever, because I feel like the big ones don't have enough peanut butter.
Oh, so like the big puffy hearts have more, are stuffed with more peanut butter? Is that...
Yeah. Or
Oh,
the little bitty ones that you can put in like your stocking or something. Those are way better.
yeah.
But
My husband has eaten many a handful of those after family dinner night, so... I used
they're
to...
way better.
When I was a kid, though, I used to love, like, when I went trick-or-treating, I don't know where you live, but I lived in Massachusetts, so it was always, like, really cold out when we went trick-or-treating, and then you come home to the heat of the house and the candy kind of melts. So I used to just punch the center out of the Reese's peanut butter cup and eat that. And then whether or not I ate the chocolate rim was really up to how I felt at that moment.
That works, I guess.
Okay, yeah. All right, so here's the embarrassing question on the list. Tell us about your first kiss, question number 2.
Well, it was really awkward. I was 16, really late bloomer apparently. The guy was in the front seat of my mom's car. We had been driving around because that was the cool thing to do apparently. And he had kind of been drinking a little bit. And the next thing I know, he's kissing me, and I had no idea what was happening. So I pushed him away. And there's my daughter. Great, she doesn't need to hear this. Go back over here. What? Go! So, yeah, I pushed him away because I didn't know what to do. And, yeah, I told him, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never kissed anyone. And then he freaked out, and it was just really, really awkward. And I don't like to remember that. Thank you.
So it was a dramatic scene like we might read in some YA contemporary romance at this point, though.
I actually kind of wrote about him in one of the contemporary romances I did write about it. So,
Well, that's good.
except their kiss is much better than ours was.
You at least got to turn your 16-year-old angst into some compelling writing.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
All right, this is a little bit less embarrassing, hopefully. What was your favorite cartoon?
Well, it's not like a show or anything. It's Cinderella, and it still is my favorite because Cinderella is the best princess.
Now, what's your favorite part of Cinderella? Are you like the fan of the princess, or are you more, were you there for the mice?
No, not the mice. Although I do like all her little animals and stuff. I like where she runs down the steps and loses her shoe.
So just the romantic ideal of
Yeah.
Cinderella. All right.
Yeah. Like I would totally lose my shoe somewhere. I would totally do that. So I just get her, I guess.
You lose things a lot?
I drop things a lot.
Well,
Shoes being one of
that's good if you write some romance then, right? Because that's how everybody meets each other in those romantic movies, the meet cute.
mine would be a flip flop. I would probably go to walk and it would fly across the room. So
Okay. So this question, always a little bit flexible on this. What is your day job or was your day job before you started, if you're writing full time now?
well, a long time ago I worked at a store because I've been in college for like ever, it seems like. And then I was just doing MBA stuff. So I actually haven't had an outside job in a while. Writing is my job right now.
What kind of
Well,
store was it?
it was just like a grocery store. So
Yeah, those jobs though, you know, those minimum wage bagging groceries, working at Target, those kinds of things though, those give you some perspective on the world.
yeah, like I hate a lot of people now because of it.
And this is the worst time of year for it. I worked in retail at electronics department, so I definitely have to say I would like make my top 12, like 12 days of Christmas, 12 worst guests of Christmas around this
I
time.
had to the day before Thanksgiving when I was pregnant at this store. And I was highly emotional because my daughter was due in like 2 months, okay? And people were really, really dumb. I mean, who waits until 5 hours before you start cooking to come to the store?
Yeah,
Half of the town.
I mean, it kind of makes
So,
sense if you need like fresh fish or something, but it's Thanksgiving, so
no,
no, you don't.
no, they need like, everything. And I was highly emotional. They ended up sending me home because I yelled at one of the bad boys.
Well, I can sympathize with you about, that Thanksgiving. That week is probably the worst week for anybody working those kind of.
Horrible.
I had 3 televisions dropped on my head on Black Friday in 2007 by somebody climbing shelves. So,
I
yeah, and
survived. I guess that's good.
I'm alive. I screwed up my shoulder, but I survived because I ducked at the last minute. But I think you were probably a lot of people's heroes if you screamed at someone who deserved it. At least
Well, he was a jerk, so
yeah, at least you had an
yeah.
excuse. You could be like, "Oh, sorry, pregnancy hormones."
I did use that a lot.
And the managers could just
So,
be like, "Oh no, she's pregnant. I'm sorry, sir," and then just be like, "Yeah, I would."
all except one of them. Yeah, one of them was just like, "You can't keep using that as an excuse," and I'm just yelled at him too. So totally was fine.
All right. So, favorite YA book?
This was a really, 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 really hard question. But I'm gonna go with Bloodlines for Michelle Mead because I want to marry Michelle Mead. So,
So, can you tell for anybody who doesn't know? I have not read that one. So, could you tell everybody what that series is about? What that book is about?
have you read Vampire Academy?
I have skimmed through some of it and started to read it, but unfortunately, my YA list gets interrupted all the time by English teacher list.
Well, Vampire Academy has the characters from Bloodlines is basically they're basically a spinoff from Vampire Academy ones. And Sydney's an alchemist for the vampires. She basically covers up whatever they mess up. And Adrian, my heart, I love Adrian so much. I want to have his vampire babies. He's basically the bad boy vampire. And they end up having to leave to go protect somebody together. And then the alchemist who hates vampires and the bad boy vampire kind of end up together. But it's really awesome.
Vampire
Book is coming.
and the bad boy vampire, is that the one that you like?
Yes, I love him actually. Like isn't strong enough of a word.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the last YA book that I started to read, I got into reading the Infernal Devices, and then my life got once again interrupted. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that. But I will have to put Vampire Academy and Bloodlines on my to be read list.
Yes, you do. And everybody who hasn't read them needs to read them because they're amazing. But the movie was really bad. Don't watch it.
Oh, they made a bad movie of it?
A Vampire Academy, yeah.
Yeah, I heard the Mortal Instruments movie wasn't very good either. So
I watched it before I read the book, so I liked it, but I didn't know how badly they messed it up until I read it, and then it was pretty bad.
yeah, I've got the whole series sitting on my shelf, but I really like steampunk, so I just decided to start with the prequel. All
I
right.
haven't read them.
Mhm. You haven't read those?
No,
Okay.
I've just read them on instruments.
I do really enjoy, like, I don't know, there's something about Victorian fiction getting to laugh at, like, how repressed everybody is. There's something entertaining in that, because the romance is so different from what you get in contemporary romantic young adult stuff, where, like, you see a flash of a boy's abs. I mean, how many times, have you read Divergent?
Yes.
I mean, how many times did we have to read about Forrest's abs in that book? So
I know. And they didn't show them nearly as much in the movie.
no, we got like one good shirtless scene in the movie, but
it's Theo James.
it was like the skin right between the top of his shirt and his belt was like constantly being talked about. She was a little fixated on that. A little bit. All right. So we now found out about your favorite YA book. Let's say we were to make a movie of your life. Who would you cast as the executive producer of this biopic to play you?
I don't know.
No idea?
I have no idea.
Who would you like to be, even if it didn't have to be realistic?
I have no idea.
All right.
Let's say Anne Hathaway. I've been watching The Princess Diaries.
Okay, Anne Hathaway. I'm
Just gonna grow her hair back out because I can't do short hair.
yeah, yeah. Short hair is fun, but I tell you, sometimes I crave having it grown back out too.
I I had a bad haircut one time that was too short, and I found out I cannot do it at all. I wore a hat for like 6 weeks. So.
Every time I think about growing my hair back out, though, I put on I'll dress up in a costume that requires a wig, and then I'll just be like, no, I'm done, because it's constantly in my mouth, or you bend down and it's covering you with like horse blinders.
It's just everywhere. Yeah.
I do not miss thinking there's a spider on my elbow and turning around and finding it's just like a piece of my hair. I don't miss that.
I did that in the shower. Like, I didn't grab all the hair while I was washing it, and I see this big black thing, and I screamed and almost fell. It was really, really bad, but it was just my hair.
Oh, and every now and then when you try accidentally swallow your own hair, I'm done with that.
Yeah, eat it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you might not know who you would cast to play yourself, but who would you cast to play your love interest? And this could be either casting a current actual romance or just, somebody you would like to make out with in a movie.
Colin O'Donoghue, Captain Hook on Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
I want to make out
O'Donoghue.
Yes.
We're getting some really interesting, more obscure people. I was really expecting to hear a lot of Ryan Gosling, but last episode with Misty Preventer, we had to look up the guy because she remembered what character he was on Lost, but we could not remember who he was.
Do you know who he is?
Hmm?
Do you know who he is?
We looked up Nestor something. Nestor. I'm sure that there are probably not that many extremely handsome men named Nestor. So I'm sure that. There we go. Nestor Carbonell.
That's not a very sexy name.
No, it is not, but he is a very handsome man. Nestor Carbonell, best known for Lost, Bates Motel, Dark Knight Rises, and apparently The Ringer as well. Where is his role on Lost? He's very handsome. This was actually the last episode. This was a huge thing where we spent a whole bunch of time trying to figure out who he was. He was Richard on Lost, and then my brother after the show was like, "Here's a picture of the guy," because he watched Lost and everything.
Here's a picture.
All right, but we have what is it? Colin O'Donoghue.
Yes.
Colin O'Donoghue.
Just look up Captain Hook, because I need him to wear the eyeliner and stuff.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he's even got some fantastic facial hair. I'm going to see if I can upload this and show everybody, because this is a young adult podcast, and let's be honest, most of the people watching this are probably younger women who have no problem gushing over a handsome man for a few minutes.
Yes, and he has an accent. He's from Ireland, so
let us objectify this man. I don't know how it's going to pop up because I didn't put it. Oh, there we go.
There
he is. He's even got, is that scar makeup, or is that a real thing he's got going on?
I think it's makeup.
All right. Colin O'Donoghue. So he would play your love interest. All right, let's move on to question number 8. What is your favorite animal?
I want to say all of them, but I will narrow it down to cats.
Cats. You're a cat person. Do you own a cat?
Yes. He's around here somewhere. Hey! I figured he would be in here trying to get on the computer because he likes to lay on the keyboard.
Abe?
Oh, he's asleep in the chair beside me. I didn't know.
Abe as in Abraham Lincoln, or?
Ace, as in the card, an ace.
Oh, Ace. Ace. Okay. That's a cute name for a cat.
Yes. I got it from Gilmore.
What is... Oh, there we go. We're going to get to see Ace. He is beautiful.
My children. All right, go. Go. Don't take him with you.
All right. So we saw Ace, the cat, and now we are moving on to question number 9. What is your writing music?
The air. I can't play music. I get distracted. I start singing. I start dancing. Writing just doesn't happen if there's music. So.
Do you have like a ritual or a writing environment that you need to get into in order to write?
I have a 6-year-old. I do it when I can.
I find that the mothers I talk to who write tend to be a little less picky about their environment.
I mean, it would be nice, but it's just not realistic. So.
Definitely. All right. And finally, question number 10. Tell us a corny joke.
I could not think of one, but I'm doing a scavenger hunt on my Facebook page, and there's a bunch of corny pickup lines on there. So if anybody wants to read them, they're awesome.
Do you have a special URL for your page?
Yeah, it's Facebook/Felicia Tatum Writer.
I'm going to write that up here so that everybody who wants to can... I don't know how this is going to work. Oh, I could probably turn off my title card. And then... There. No.
It was there.
I must have just... There we go. Go to facebook.com/Felicia Tatum Writer if you would like to check out the scavenger hunt with corny pickup lines.
Yes, there's 10 days of it, so there will be more fun to be had.
So are you doing a different event every day? Like, go find me a cheesy pickup line, go find this, or?
There's 3 things to do each day. Yesterday it was like a blog page. Sign up for my newsletter and find me a picture of a cat in a Christmas outfit.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go there, and
They were really cute. There was, I think, 19 pictures.
I need that in my life, so I will have to go look at that. All right.
They were awesome.
Reminding anybody who might have tuned in after the announcement, we are doing a giveaway. The White Aura series, book 1 is free on Amazon Kindle. Is it free on other platforms too?
Yep. Nook, Kobo, iBooks, Smashwords.
Free everywhere.
Yeah, Google Play.
All right.
I uploaded it there, so I always forget it.
Yeah. I just got into Google Play only a few months ago. And it's so awkward. Like when I make buttons for everything, it's like Kindle, Kobo, Nook, and then like I don't want to write, like the Google button is always way longer than all the other buttons.
Yes, because it's 2 words.
Google, then people are gonna be like, what do you mean on Google? Like just go read it on your website? I don't.
Yeah.
I use Android sometimes because that's their thing, but.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've gotten off track, White Aura book 1 is free on Amazon, and then you can actually win another book in the series if you tweet with hashtag White Aura during the show. We'll be announcing our winners at the end of the show. So tweet White Aura. That's the hashtag to enter to win. We're going to give away whatever book you need in the White Aura series. So now we're moving on to the part of the show where we actually talk about the White Aura series. We've gotten to know Felicia a little bit, and now we're going to talk about that book. So, give us your pitch.
Can we call it something else? That makes me a little stressed out.
Tell us about it. You know, you're having a friendly conversation at a bookstore, and you've stumbled upon a little old lady who wants to know what your book is about.
Okay. Well, it's paranormal romance. The main aspect is about sorcerers, but I have a little bit of everything. Scott is the main male character, the boyfriend. He is a sorcerer, and he's a fifth generation sorcerer, which means he basically has more powers than his siblings. Um, and they have heart mates, kind of like werewolves have their mates, only theirs are called heart mates, and they don't, bite each other and stuff. But he sees Livy, which is Olivia, when he's at a coffee shop, and he sees her walking, and he fills the pool. He knows that they're meant to be, but his family has a curse on it, so he can't actually meet her until she's almost 18, or she will die. So he goes to visit her in her dreams, because that's one of his superpowers, extra powers. And they basically fall in love in the dream world because she, hasn't met him. And then weird stuff starts happening to her, and the school jock is interested in her, only he has secrets, and they discover them, and then there's a big fight, and they end up meeting, and then you have to read the rest of the books to find out if she dies or not.
So, I mean, this guy is showing up in her dreams. Does she even believe that he's real?
Not until he leaves her. He sends a rose to her room. So she wakes up one morning, and there's a yellow rose. That's what's on the cover. And she realizes, oh my gosh, he was telling me the truth. I'm not going crazy. This guy's real. And it just it takes her a little while to kind of accept it. She accepts it, but she doesn't, because, that's weird. It's like, what?
I think that's an important part of fantasy, is if you're going to take an outsider in the normal world and excuse me, and put something ridiculous in front of them, then you kind of have to play with them thinking it's ridiculous.
Well, she's going crazy for a long time. But
yeah.
then he starts visiting. He visits every night, and he starts telling her things and tells her she's in danger and stuff, and she's got this jock that's acting weird, and then she finds that, and then there's a painting that he painted for her because he's an artist, and it all just kind of starts, and she's like, oh my gosh, I really am, I can be in love with him because he's not a figment of my imagination, and this is weird but awesome. And then weird stuff starts happening to her, so she has a lot to figure out. But
So you have him. You call him the book boyfriend. Who do you picture in your mind when you're writing this character?
there's not really any one person. He's just a tall, dark, and handsome guy, because that's what I like. Dark
As
hair,
we
dark
saw
eyes.
by your
Dark hair, dark eyes, kind of tall, but not like gigantically tall or anything. And I don't know.
tall, dark, and as we saw by your choice of Captain Hook for your movies
Yeah.
and All right. So you've told us about your book, and you have sent me the book trailer. So we're going to try to see how this works out, doing and this has been screen share so that everybody can watch. We're going to go to, there it is, share. All right. Everybody see that? You can see that, right, Felicia?
Yes.
All right. White Aura book series trailer. Hopefully the sound comes right off of the YouTube page and not off of my speaker, off of my computer. All right, so that was the trailer for The White Aura. Uh, how did you do that trailer? Did you hire someone out for that, or is that something you worked on?
I did it on a website that basically walks you through it and does everything for you. You just have to upload the pictures and the text. It was very, very simple and easy,
Do you know
thankfully.
what website that is for any aspiring authors out there who might be interested?
Anamato, I think.
Anamato, okay. Let me see if I can get the URL of that. Anamato. Animoto. I think animated video slideshow. There we go. Yep. So anybody who is looking for that, whoa, no, don't do that, computer. Anybody who is looking for Animoto, that's the name of it there, and you can type that into Google, and it should be the first thing that shows up. So Animoto video maker and photo slideshow maker. That was really nice. And did you find stock photos? How did you get your characters?
Yeah, those are stock photos that I downloaded for teasers and stuff. So I just used that for that too, because I didn't want to look for more. Just be honest.
Gives you an idea gives you something to picture. That's good. All right. So you are. Let's remind everybody one more time. This is your last chance to enter. The White Aura series book 1 is free on Amazon, but if you tweet with the hashtag, there we go, White Aura, we're going to pick 5 winners to pick a book from the series, and you'll get an ebook copy of that. So hashtag White Aura, this is your last chance to enter. So we have some more time still left in the show. So what I wanted to ask you was, what is your writing process like?
Well, I don't plan it. The White Aura actually started, I had a dream about them. So I just started writing about the dream, and that's actually how the book starts, is with their dream. And it just kind of progressed from there. I have found that it's actually better to plan or to keep a spreadsheet or something, because I'm doing a spinoff of the series with the sister, Sadie. And I'm having to go back and reread everything because I can't remember who did what or any of that. Because I've wrote like 8 books total, so I'm just like, what happened? But I basically just sit down and I write. Sometimes I sprint, that actually helps me a lot, but there's not really any sort of structure to it at all.
So you said you sprint. Are you doing NaNoWriMo right now?
No. Finals are coming up. I can't do it.
Have you done it in the past?
No, but I plan on doing it next year because I will be done. I'm supposed to graduate this semester if I pass.
So that's why you're going to have all of that reading time in December, because you'll be done.
Yes, if I pass, which let's all pray I pass.
Yes, everybody right now, send your mojo towards Felicia for exams and classes. All right. So do you have any appearances once you're done with grad school? You're going to have a lot more free time on your hand. Do you have any appearances coming up?
I have some signings next year. I did some this year too, which was crazy. But I'm going to be at Booking in Biloxi, or I don't know how you say it, in Mississippi in March. Books and Bourbon in August. And the North Carolina signing with LP Dover, I can never remember the name of it. It's on August 15th, but I can't tell you the name of it.
Well, you've got until August to remember the name.
As long as I remember by then, we should be okay.
Okay.
And
So,
Passion
yeah.
in Portland in September.
Which one? I'm sorry, I spoke over you.
Passion in Portland.
Passion, is that a romance event?
And I live in Tennessee, so it's going to be quite the little travel.
That's Portland, Maine, or Portland, Oregon?
Oregon.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And I've never flown before, so.
You've never flown?
Mm.
Well, that might be a really good experience to write about. Maybe you can put a character on a plane after that.
Probably going to cry. Slightly terrified, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, it's not bad. I didn't fly very much until college, and then I went to college 1,000 miles away, so it became a habit.
I'm scared. Like, I'm just scared. Just the thought of it is scary.
Just remember that trains and cars have way more accidents than airplanes.
Yeah, but I don't know. The event is the day after 11/11 or 9/11's anniversary. So I'm gonna have to fly the day before because the thought of flying on 9/11 really freaks me
Yeah.
out. And I don't know. It's scary. I
Well,
get scared about
we will all send prayers and mojo at you for that one too.
Please do.
You said you live in Tennessee. Do you do Utopia Con?
I have the past 2 years. Yes.
You were there. Okay. So are you going to be exhibiting this year at Utopia, or are you just a guest, just a visitor?
I'm trying to expand and go to different events each time to meet new people. I know new people come to the same events, but they're mainly the same, and I want to reach out to get new people too because I feel like that's important to go to different places so other people have the opportunity to see me too. So
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I mean, there's definitely something to be said for, forming relationships with people at conventions and accidentally tricking people into thinking your book is more famous than it is because they've seen it before, but it was really just last year at the same event. But you also need to reach new readers, so get out there. That's okay. Are you going to be attending at Utopia just for the
I haven't
panel?
decided yet.
You haven't decided. Well, you've got until November 28th to decide for that because that's when tickets go on sale.
I had a ticket, but then I refunded it to sign up for another one. So I live in Tennessee though, so I may just drive up and hang out. I don't know.
Just hang out at the hotel bar with everybody afterward.
Yeah, it's just like an hour from here, so it's not that far.
Yeah, and I didn't stay at the hotel this last year, but I'm doing it next year because it seemed like everybody had a lot of fun socializing after hours, and I kind of missed out on all that. I had to spend some time with some friends who were moving away and eat delicious Greek food, but and for anybody going to Utopia, Athens Greek, if you need a restaurant, is fantastic. All right, so we are coming up on the end of the show, but I did want to give you a chance to plug any other book releases or announce anything else you've got coming up.
Well, I'm actually in the process of rewriting, and I'm adding content to the White Aura book, and the covers are going to be redone, and that's going to be released on my pub anniversary on the 29th of this month. All the new covers are going to be shown then, and then hopefully the new books will be uploaded and ready to read by early next year, hopefully. Basically, the content is just going to be cleaned up a little, and I'm adding more. The main plot of the story is going to stay the same, so people don't have to reread it. But they can if they want to get more scenes or more detail about certain things.
All right. So that's what's coming out. Do you have any other titles outside of the White Aura series that you want people to check out?
Well, I have contemporary stuff, but it's not YA.
Okay. Well, it's not YA. Is it new adult or is it like general?
Well, it's not like super sexy, so I tried to classify it as new adult, but I kept getting bad reviews because it wasn't sexy and steamy, so I took it off of that.
I had a conversation not last weekend with Bella Roccaforte at the Harry Potter convention Conjuration, and she said that her new adult book gets people complaining that there's no sex in it. Yeah. I think that's really interesting that we've set that as a benchmark for the genre. I guess it's a new genre, so you can do whatever you want, but
yeah,
I just feel like that should just be like that's just romance, if people are allowed to have sex and it's, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about that because I'm writing a new adult thing for NaNoWriMo right now, and there's not really sex in the first book because nobody has time. So.
Well, I mean, there is. It's just not overly steamy because it's more about, like, the main character is an alcoholic and she's his lawyer, and they kind of had a thing in high school, and it's about them reconnecting and him overcoming his addiction and everything. So the sexy, steamy stuff wasn't really important to me. It was more the other part of the story. So I don't know. I took it out of New Adult, but I put it back recently, and I haven't gotten any bad reviews. So I'm going to leave it there for now.
Well, everybody should go read it and then talk about how awesome the relationship is, despite the fact that people don't have time to have steamy sex.
Yes, I mean, they do. I just didn't write about it.
Because it's romance, and the focus is the romance, not just the...
That's what I thought, but I mean, I think I was wrong a little bit for some people.
Well, that's something interesting, and I'm interested to see, because the new adult genre really just popped up over the last couple of years, so I'll be interested to see how that evolves over time. Because that requirement of must have explicit sex in it is really interesting.
One of my reviews, it was like a 2-star. It said not new adult, but sweet. And the review was really good, but I only got 2 stars because it was sweet and not steamy. So
I really love that when somebody has, like, I really loved this book, but there's one technical problem, 2 stars.
I know. I was like, okay, so you really loved it, but it wasn't steamy. Okay, I got it. Maybe you should read that book.
So you need to, like, write a sequel where there's a little more let's get it on.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, there was another story about them where they did a little more, but I can't write the overly steamy stuff. My mom raised us stuff.
No, that's exactly. I mean,
my grandma.
my new adult, I have my current new adult book is really, it's like the anti-Twilight. It really was like, all right, if you were dating a horrible monster, then what would really happen? But like every time I had to write something that was explicitly sexual, I was just like, my mom is gonna read this.
And I mean, it's embarrassing for me, but she's like, it's okay, I don't care. But my grandma, now she'll say stuff. She's in her 80s and she doesn't care. She'll be like, why'd you write that? And I'm just like, please don't read my books.
My parents' family was more upset with the fact that people used F words in that book than the fact that there was sex. So.
What?
Yeah. I mean, one of the guys is like a crass vampire hunter from Boston, so he's thinking.
Yeah.
All right. So go check out Felicia Tatum's books. White Aura is free on Kindle right now, and Pamela Stevens out there tweeting #White Aura. Love this series, she says, and has a link to it. We will be getting in contact with you in a few minutes after the show so that we can get your contact information and we can get you your book. So, White Aura, free on all of the ebook platforms. So we're going to wrap this up. A little bit of personal plug. I have a Olympia Heights, my young adult fantasy Greek mythology series, is launching a webcomic. And that is going to be coming up in January. So I've been coloring pages and designing the site. I'm really excited about that. So if you go to olympia-heights.com/comic, you can sign up to get an email when that goes live. There will be teenage boys shooting lightning out of their hands and romance and drama. And we are going to be having YA Podcast. That's the podcast available on iTunes and through the website. With Amy Jones. She will be having Rachel, I wrote this down really messy. I think it might be Walter. Well, she will tweet about that too. But her guest is next week. She will be having a podcast. And then YA Hangouts will be on December 9th, our next episode. We will have Heather Lyons on as our guest. And we hopefully will have Amy Evans back in the studio to make this conversation a little more natural and flexible. So, December 9th, tune in. Hopefully, probably at the same time, 9/8 Central for YA Hangout with Heather Lyons. And that is the end of our show. So, thank you for being with us tonight, Felicia.
Thank you for letting me. It was fun. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I didn't.
It could have been really awkward without Amy Evans here because she's a really good social lubricant, very personable and friendly. But hopefully we'll get her back next time and everything will be okay. So Thank you to our viewers who watched live, especially to Pamela Stevens, who was tweeting with us. And thank you to everybody who's watching this recorded. We will see you December 9th.